Thank you, Elena. Now we will have our last but not least speaker of the night, Robert Monteith from ARC Industries.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. While Zach's getting that up.
Give me a thumbs up.
Rob, I'm sorry, I'm just...
You just want to keep the pressure on. It's okay.
Zach, hit the close button in the top right corner first. Okay, now try.
Thank you. All right, you're good to go.
There we go. Awesome. Let's see. Does the clicker work? No, I guess the clicker doesn't work.
So we'll figure it out.
All right, I'll wait.
Go for it.
Live presentations, what are you going to do? Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. My name's Rob Monteith. I'm founder and CEO of ARC Industries, where we make wind energy that fits. So I don't have to go into it too much, but I think everyone understands by now the risk of climate change and how we have to drastically change how we do things in the next coming years to stand a chance at not having societal collapse. But one of the big things that we look at from an industry standpoint is how do you implement more renewables into your building? So we've surveyed over 100 people, 100 industries to determine what their real pain points are. And as you can see up here, big thing is space. A lot of these building owners don't have the space to have the proper capacity to make a real dent in their energy usage. They struggle with the variable weather conditions, especially in the Northeast, that we find all the time, especially with our winters. Solar isn't necessarily a great option for them, as well as the time of power generation, which is really critical when you're talking about energy continuity. And that's where our solution comes in. We call it the Orb. It is an 8-foot tall by 6-foot diameter vertical axis wind turbine that's optimized for turbulent airflow, something that hasn't been done in the industry before. Our turbine is meant to have virtually no maintenance, be small enough to go in spaces where other turbines can't, and have a short ROI of less than between 3 and 5 years. So we started about 2 years ago. We incorporated as a benefit corporation, and we started with the item on the left, which is our 1/6 scale prototype. We've progressed to the point where we have an MVP full-scale prototype, which is the image on the right of our prototype. Next slide. And what our turbine really delivers is increased climate resiliency to building owners to not only adapt to the changing climate that we have, save space on our buildings, reduce peak energy demand, and complement pre-existing renewable technologies such as solar. Next slide. So what makes us different from any other turbine that's on the market? We're lighter, more efficient, and have lower maintenance. We have IP on 3 of our key technologies, which includes our blades, generator, and bearing design. All of these combined together make for an efficient turbine that provides 3 kilowatts of generation per unit, and we've made them so they're deployable in arrays so you can scale depending on what your energy demands are and how big your rooftop is. So just if you guys are thinking, well, solar already kind of cornered the market on this stuff for building integration, our turbine actually has the 4 times greater energy density than solar alone, which means that we can produce the same amount of energy in a 1/4 footprint than solar, which is great if you have a small footprint on your rooftop, and you need to maximize your amount of energy production. So our market size that we're looking at, our addressable market is $8.6 billion right now, but that's looking to take off because this currently only represents the current small turbines that are on the market today, which are virtually non-existent. And even with that, we're seeing a 13% growth increase per year. So this should boom in the next 2 to 5 years. Next slide. We're currently at lab scale production. We're using a contract manufacturer in order to produce our units, and we have partnered with them to be able to scale up to our first several thousand units, and after that we hope to move to a licensing play. We're asking for $2 million in the form of a safe note, which will allow us to scale up our commercialization, provide full-time salaries for several of our workers, and do some certification testing so that our units qualify for federal tax credits. Our team is made up myself as well as Jeffrey Corrado and Kevin Monteith, experience in both manufacturing and renewable energy as well as software that really gives our hardware and software solution the best team available, as well as our stellar mentoring staff that we have with us. Thank you for your time, and any questions?
Oh, wait.
Yep, questions?
My last company was a solar company, so you're in trouble.
They have remote.
I'll just shout at you.
There we go.
Yeah, so, very cool. My last company was a solar company, so win. Yeah, okay. Obviously, one of the things you promote, which is great, is the energy density, or, dual competitive compactness. And so, with that angle, do you see yourself targeting then more residential space and smaller clients? And can you talk a little bit about what kind of environments you're looking for?
Sure. So initially, we're starting targeting of commercial and industrial sectors. Residential, while we initially started off looking at that, the sales cycle is too long. You know, we're selling 1 unit per household, whereas the commercial and industrial spaces, nice flat roofs, large areas, like in data centers, we can sell several hundreds in the same sales cycle. So that's really who we're targeting right now. We're specifically looking at Northeast with over 9,000 square feet, which usually means a large amount of turbines that can be put on, at least 6. We have had a lot of traction milestones with that. We've had talks with IKEA up in Canada, who is looking to supplement the solar that they already have on their roof, but because they can't fit any more panels, our solution is great because it keys in where all the spaces that solar can't go already.
You mentioned
I love that it complements solar. Wind and solar have a really nice synergy together. Have you thought about going after solar installers and having this be a complementary part? Sweet line switch, volume and scale build.
Yes, we have, and that's actually our primary strategy for installation. We're partnering with local solar installers in order to deliver our product, because our control system and our inverter are both solar technologies that we've adapted to wind, so there is 0 learning curve in the installation process. It's a drop-in replacement for panels.
You mentioned the 3 to 5 year payback cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know your space well enough to know. Is that like way better, the same, or way worse than if so granted, you use 1/4 as much space as solar panels, but if they pay for themselves in 6 months, I kind of don't care. Can you help me understand?
Yeah, so basically most wind turbines that have been on the market in the past have a ridiculously long payback cycle of 20 plus years.
Okay, much better than 20.
Yep. So what we're really keying in on is being the same or cheaper than solar panels currently are for the commercial space. Because we want to we don't want to compete with solar, we want to be a complementary force with them, because we provide that synergistic complement on that time of energy delivery, where solar's midday Wind is usually in the afternoon or evening.
Hold on, again, small investor brain. I think I heard you say solar is about 3 to 5 years. Most wind is a lot more than 3 to 5 years. So we are competitive there, and we can go in places that the other people can't go. Did I hear that right?
You heard that right.
That's fantastic. Okay, great. And your team. It looks like you don't have anyone with a lot of sales experience in the sector yet, which you're a startup. Of course, you've got gaps in your team. Tell us about the gap you're trying to fill next.
So we actually do have some heavy hitters on the sales side. On our mentor, we've kind of added a lot of mentors that can help us direct. Our kind of next big steps is manufacturing scale up and commercialization. It's really bringing those cost factors down for the hardware while we develop everything in parallel. So that the people we had up there is our leadership team, and we've kind of augmented that with advisors.
Cost of product and sale price?
So we are aiming for $7,000 per unit. Right now, we're about $20K per unit. So the goal is in our scale up on manufacturing is to reduce that by about half in the next year to 2 years.
Why so expensive?
Why so expensive? Well, the actual cost per watt with that $7,000 figure is on par with solar is right now. It's a 3 kilowatt unit.
So why is it a lot more than 7K now?
Because we're doing single unit production. That's where we're at. No, our blades are all fiberglass. We're using a contract manufacturer out of Rhode Island. Our generating technology, we're actually using an MVP unit right now out of China. We're hoping to bring that in-house because of all the supply chain issues. But everything else we do locally.
I have a mean question and the real question. So a while ago, there were a lot of wind companies that were purposely trying to bring the wind turbine very far off the ground because the wind near the ground is not as good. Can you talk a little bit about that, as this is very close to the roof? And then my, I guess, second question or second thought is, do you want to eventually be a manufacturing company, or do you want to own the whole deal, soup to nuts, and why?
So I'm glad you asked the first question. So part of the thing is with these turbines is we've optimized them for turbulent airflow. All the other turbines that have come in the past have been optimized for laminar airflow, which is why higher means better, because you have less surface friction. Our design flips it on its head, and we're designing specifically for that low elevation rooftop level. So this is designed to capture all of the energy that you can from that rooftop without sacrificing energy production. And your second question, sorry.
What flavor of company do you want to be? Manufacturing, soup to nuts, a solar city?
So we're looking to go into as a manufacturing company. We want to control the production process from start to finish. But we're also using a SaaS model for our monitoring service and collecting all that data to be able to improve our models going forward and eventually sell that data to utility companies to help improve grid reliability.
Thank you.